Now on the news at 6, the college football championship system is changing. What do Bama fans think? We'll have reaction and the details on the change.
And do you have laundry detergent pods like these in your home? They could be a threat to your children's health.
You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 6 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Philip Coleman, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Thanks for joining us. We start this evening with a warning involving ultra-concentrated pod laundry detergents and parents with small children. According to the Alabama Poison Center, children swallowing those pods is becoming a real problem in West Alabama. WVUA's Jennifer Edwards has the details in tonight's top story.
If this product looks familiar and you have small children around, Director of the Alabama Poison Center, John Fisher, is reminding parents to be careful where they store the detergent. Fisher says he's gotten numerous calls about children ingesting the detergent pods.
They're bright, they're liquid filled, they're in containers that remind you of candy containers, and they attract children. So there have been some children who've mistaken them for candy, who've put them in their mouths, who've bitten through the membrane.
According to Fisher, because the pods are so small, the detergent is very concentrated, and if ingested, can be very dangerous.
What we've been seeing is prolonged vomiting, sometimes severe, and in the unfortunate children who manage to aspirate some of the detergent, get it into their airway and lungs, they can develop pulmonary problems, and sometimes they even need ventilator support.
Fisher encourages all parents to keep toxic household products up and out of sight of children. That way they won't be tempted to put these types of products in their mouth.
Small children learn about things by putting them in their mouths. If you've ever seen a baby or a toddler and they come on something new, they'll pick it up, look it over, and stick it in their mouth.
According to Procter & Gamble's website, the manufacturer of the laundry detergent pods, the company is aware of the safety issue and is working on a safer container, which is scheduled to be out in July. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Jennifer Edwards, WVUA News.
If your child ingests the pods, or if you'd like more information about those concentrated detergents, you can call the Alabama Poison Center. Their number, 205-345-0600. A big shakeup in the world of college football. A true playoff system is officially on the way.
WVUA Sports Director Gary Harris joins us now with more on what this means. Gary.
It means a lot. Thanks, Lynn and Philip. A large portion of college football fans, have been screaming for a playoff system since the BCS was created 14 years ago. Those fans are finally about to get their wish. A committee of university presidents has approved the BCS commissioner's plan for a 4-team playoff to start in the 2014 season. The move completes a 6-month process in which the commissioners have been working on a new way to determine a college football champion instead of simply matching the number 1 and number 2 teams in the country in a championship game after the regular season, the way the Bowl Championship Series has done since '98. The new format will create a pair of national semifinals. Number 1 will play number 4, number 2 will play number 3. The winners will advance to the national championship game. Now, the semifinals will be rotated among 6 bowl games, while the national championship game will be bid out similar to the Super Bowl. The teams will be selected by a committee, much the way the NCAA basketball tournament field is set. Now, there are still some details, obviously, to work out, but all the decision makers are on board. It is coming. In sports, we're going to hear from Mike Sly, the SEC commissioner, on what he thinks about it. That's coming up later on. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks, Gary. And with the news of a 4-team college football playoff, the opinions of sports fans here in Tuscaloosa are packed with passion for the game. WVUA's Victoria Sheehan explores the college football playoff system through the eyes of the fans living here in what some call the Vatican of college football.
About time.
A college football playoff probably was inevitable.
When you look at it, every other sport has some sort of format how you play for a championship.
In 1998, the BCS system was established, but now another step in the college football progression has emerged.
I don't know that it'll be any better, but it'll at least make us fans have something to look forward to besides one versus two, which is better than it was before.
When powerful changes come to college football, people often look to powerful teams as to how it will affect the future of the sport.
Looking at what happened last year with LSU and Alabama, we pretty much knew they had to do something. So,
Alabama's got quite a few feathers in their hat. I think Alabama's just a really good football team, so they're going to want to play a good football team.
I know that a lot of folks outside the Southeastern Conference look upon this playoff system as a way to keep the SEC from being dominant. But I truly look at it that last year there would have been, if you were playing the top 4 teams in the country, there would have been 2 from the SEC. So those folks who don't want the SEC to dominate, I'm sorry, it's going to happen. Power schools are going to be the power schools, and as long as they win and have the huge crowds and win championships, they're going to continue to get the best talent.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa.
Touchdown, Alabama!
Victoria Sheehan, WVUA News.
And Roberts says the playoff system is a step in the right direction, but he warns that no matter what the system is, there will always be teams who feel they should have gotten a chance at a national championship but did not.
If you're a customer at Bruno's Pharmacy in Tuscaloosa, a big change is on the way. The company Bell Foods has bought out Southern Family Markets, which includes Bruno's, Food World, and some Piggly Wigglies in the state, including the Bruno's in Tuscaloosa. The total effects of the buyout are not known right now, but the Bruno's on McFarland is closing their pharmacy. The last day for the pharmacy's normal operation was today.
On your home team health watch, it's National HIV Testing Day. Health officials estimate that about 1.1 million Americans are infected with HIV, but as many as 20% don't know that they carry the virus. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention stresses people between the ages of 16 and 64 are at the highest risk for HIV infection. West Alabama AIDS Outreach is making it easy for people to know their HIV status. Today they held a free testing day event at Monish Park. Officials say it's important to be professionally tested.
You always want somebody there if you test positive for support. You want to make sure you know where to be referred to if you are positive. You want somebody that's professional at doing this. I think there's a lot of things that go wrong with an at-home test, so I just want people to be careful and get tested by a professional.
And the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is offering free tests at drugstores in 24 cities and rural communities. Today marks 14 months since the deadly EF4 tornado that tore through Tuscaloosa. And since that time, recovery has been slow but steady across the city. And now recovery is really speeding up. The area near 15th Street and McFarland Boulevard has seen significant growth over the past several months. Examples, Express Oil Change and Hokkaido have made big leaps in their rebuilding. Also, Schlotsky's Deli has recently broken ground on their new location. Mayor Walt Maddox says there's a good reason for the seemingly slow pace of recovery.
Taking the time to do those things probably cost us a few months on the front end, but what it'll mean on the back end is less interruption for this business, a better business development climate, and hopefully a brighter future. Again, it's getting it right is much more important than getting it first.
City officials expect to have more projects coming up within the next 18 to 24 months.